In this video, I'm going to go through my top drones for Christmas 2019, and also these drones will carry over into 2020. So starting off the list, we're going to look at the drones like the $10 to $25 range, and really, I don't have a specific one for this category. Any of the little drones at Walmart, the little micro ones, or even on Amazon, anything in this price range, just pick one out that you like, as long as it's got a lot of reviews, 5 stars, something around there, low price. It's going to be a great drone to learn on, to crash. It's not going to cost you a lot. Even if you crash it and broke it, you could probably just pick up another one. So for that price range, really just pick something you like, check the reviews on it, and you should be good. Now moving on to the next category, around the $40 range, one I can really recommend is the Cheerwing Cyma. I've had this thing for about 2 years now, and as you can see, it's taken some wear. I've cut pieces off of it, I've colored it, and it's literally like indestructible. Flown it into walls, flown it into the ground. That's a great one to make your cat or dog chase around. Great to learn the basics of a drone. If you want something to start out with, get the Cheerwing Cyma. I didn't really list a lot of options in that beginner category, but there's literally an unlimited amount of drones. And like I said, just check reviews, check YouTube videos. Anything in that lower price range, if it's got 5 stars, you can trust it, and it's a good learner, beginner drone. Now this next drone, we're going to take a pretty big price jump, but it is very reliable, very good quality, and that is the Emax Tiny Hawk bundle on Amazon. That's going to come with a controller and goggles. You're not going to get your typical photo and video drone out of this, but it is really high quality, and you'll get that awesome first-person experience as you fly it around your house. Next, we're going to move into more of the camera and video drones. Personally, I'm not a huge DJI fan, but you can't deny that they're the #1 company and they make some great products. So next up, we got the DJI Mavic Mini. It just came out. Honestly, I got to give it to DJI. They created one heck of a drone. Coming in at $400. 249 grams, which is incredible because you don't even have to register this drone with the FAA because it weighs so little. This thing can fly at 29 miles per hour for about 30 minutes, take 12 megapixel photos, shoot at 2.7K at 30 frames per second, and 1080 60 frames per second. Now I've looked at some reviews for this drone. You're not going to get all the control you would on a more expensive drone, but it is a good entry-level photo and video drone. Next on the list is the Parrot Anafi. This thing I would highly recommend. Comes in around $600, $700, depending on what package you get. It's going to fly at 33 miles per hour for about 25 minutes. All these flight times are going to vary depending on the conditions you're flying in, how fast or how much wind. But the Parrot Anafi has a 21 megapixel camera, which you won't see, I don't think, on any other drone on this list, which is insane that you can get that for around $600. 21 megapixels, 4K 30 frames per second, and 1080 60 frames per second. Also, something unique about this drone is its gimbal can move 180 degrees. No other drone on this list, and I don't even think on the market right now, has a gimbal that can face all the way up like the Parrot Anafi does. Moving on to the next one is the DJI Mavic Air. This is a small step up from the Mavic Mini, and honestly, I don't think it beats the Parrot Anafi, but if you want a DJI drone, this is another good one to go with. It's going to range from about $650 to $750, fly about 40 miles per hour, 16-minute flight time, that's variable. It's got a 12 megapixel camera, can shoot 4K 30 and 1080 at 120 frames per second. Moving on up the price range, next we got the DJI Mavic Pro. This one's going to come in around $900 considering that the Mavic 2 Pro and Zoom have come out. Can fly around 40 miles per hour for about 27 minutes, 12 megapixel camera, 4K 30, and it shoots 720, 120 frames per second, which is still HD, just not as nice as 1080. Next on the list is the Autel Evo. Now this drone, I would say, is probably #1 in this video, coming in at around $1,000. Can fly 44 miles per hour for about 30 minutes, can shoot 4K 60, which is the first on this list, and it can shoot 1080 120 frames per second, including 12 megapixel photos. Now what sets this apart is it's not in the DJI ecosystem. It's American made. It's got this cool orange color to it, gonna make it very visible in the sky. Just a super awesome, super reliable drone, and always makes me feel good when it's not DJI. Not to scare you if you're just using this video to Christmas shop, but I prefer not DJI. And that brings us to our next drone, which is a DJI drone. And that's going to be the Mavic Pro 2. Now the price on this one is outrageous. It's going to come close to $2,000, but it does have some pretty good specs, flying at 44 miles per hour for around 31 minutes, can shoot 4K 30, and can shoot 1080, 120 frames, and also has a 20 megapixel camera. That's more professional. You might not be looking for that in this video, but it is a good option if you want a really professional drone. Takeaways from this video, I would say the Paradinafi is a fantastic entry-level photo, video drone to get someone started. The Evo's not really an entry-level price, coming in at around $1,000, but is a fantastic tool, competes head-to-head with the Mavic Pro, and I would highly recommend it. Now, if you're super patient for your Christmas gift, or you're watching this video just because you want to buy a drone, one that I would really recommend is the Skydio 2. And the reason I say you have to be patient for it is it's not shipping until 2020. But it's coming in at $1,000, shoots 4K 60, 12 megapixels, 36 miles per hour. It's got all the specs that all the other ones have. But the catch with this one is it literally flies itself. You can fly it with a controller if you want, but you can also just grab the beacon for it, or I think use your phone and it'll literally just track you. This drone is an engineering feat, and it'll definitely be the one that I purchase in the near future. So that pretty much wraps up my list. If you are looking to get into drones, or maybe you already have a drone, I plan to upload many more videos about drones on this channel, so be sure and subscribe. If I left anything out or you have a question, be sure to leave it in the comments, and I really appreciate you watching.